Okay, so this is the same day. I stopped the last recording, got something to eat, and I wanted to keep recording today, so we're going to go ahead and keep recording some more Half-Life Alyx. Who did that? Who put this pertness on my game? I swear, the devs must be watching me. Alright. Why do we have a healing station? Didn't we just get a healing station at the end of the last, one? This is still Half-Life Alyx. Oh, I thought I made that. I was trying to rush it, and, yeah, I was trying to rush it and get there before I got. That wasn't my fault. This is still, Half-Life Alyx with all the weird mods I have, which aren't that much. They're just quality of life mods. This one needed 3. Ah, look at that. But I don't need it. I'm fully healed. Which is very, very surprising considering the last fight we had with the zombies was pretty intense, so just kind of goes to show that even on hard mode, if you know what you're doing, then you can go pretty well.
All right. Here it is.
Now just snip those cables and off we go.
Alright, let's... oh wow, we got 9 in this chapter? Holy heck. This is going to be a long one. Vortigaunt Energy.
One of the core subplots of the storyline is regarding the Combine imprisonment and use of the Vortigaunts to trap the G-Man.
What? You can't say that.
Of the Vortigaunts to detain the seemingly invincible G-Man is established in previous Half-Life lore. Through the use of their prisoner pods and substation technology, the Combine extract the power of the Vortigaunts' Vortessence chant, tune that energy, and then transmit it to the vault to contain the G-Man. To communicate this Combine process to the player without explaining it through lengthy exposition, we used musical sound patterns to represent the process implicitly. If you stand near the pods holding the Vortigaunts, you can hear them groaning their chant in a slow but semi-musical pattern. Just past the pods is the resonator, within which you can hear a distilled version of the chant energy. Finally, the cables are activated with the concentrated Vortigaunt energy, which is harmonized in varying patterns and intermittently transmitted to the vault once the energy is sufficiently tuned. If you stand near the cables while they're tuning, you'll notice the sheer size and height of the sound. This was achieved by placing the sound emitters for each cable at the locations of the actual cables themselves. The sound of the cables covers a broad frequency range, which emphasizes Steam Audio's head-related transfer function processing. That simulation, combined with the feedback of the observer's inner ear as she looks upwards, gives the same impression of scale that VR is known to give visual objects.
Okay. Is it playing it? Okay, I guess it's playing it at the very end here. Oh, wow. That's really loud. Yeah, let's go ahead and listen to this, because we're about to encounter a Vortigaunt in just a minute.
Character performance within a VR game has a unique set of opportunities and challenges. In our efforts to keep control in the hands of the player, we must create a performance that is interesting enough to maintain players' attention, but flexible enough to allow for player freedom. This scene has the most face-to-face interaction in the game. and there is no physical barrier between the player and the Vortigaunt when he first appears. At one point, we played with the idea of a jump scare when the Vortigaunt is released, upending the player's expectations of what had been referred to only as a battery up until that point. Not only was it a bit ham-fisted, but the Vortigaunt came flailing out of the pod, frequently into the same space occupied by the player. To solve this problem, we cut the jump scare and slid the pod back out of the player's space as it opened, to allow for the Vortigaunt to emerge at a comfortable distance. We faced a similar challenge when determining how to get both the player and Vortigaunt to their next locations without intersecting. We wanted to get the player and Vortigaunt side by side overlooking the vista, while the Vortigaunt delivered critical exposition. It would have been awkward for the player and Vortigaunt to take the same route along the catwalk, so we looked at other options, including exploring ways that the Vortigaunt may have once moved in its native environment. With long forearms, it's feasible that the Vortigaunts may have moved around as quadrupeds, so we chose an agile four-legged scramble up to the higher platform, where he can deliver exposition without contending with the player for space.
Alright, well now that you know what to expect, let's go ahead and release.
This isn't going to be as easy as it looked from the ground.
I'm gonna destroy it.
Nice.
There you go!
Wow, those cables really ragdolled. Wow. And the last one. We'll be able to meet our Vortigaunt friend.
Great. Now go inside and deactivate the power source. Good grief, it's a Vortigaunt.
Yeah, I know, the devs told us.
We have been trapped in the dark.
You're free now. It's okay. Your friend sent me.
The Alyx Vance. You are our friend.
What are they doing to you here?
What they do to us all. The Combine drain from us the power they use to protect their weapon. There, we are ripped from ourselves.
We have to stop them from killing your friends.
The Vortigaunt will extract ourselves and exact our own vengeance. You must go to the weapon.
I can't get into the vault if the substations are still online.
Do not worry, Alyx Vance. They will not be. We will not allow it. I will clear the path. Our paths diverge. But remember, there is no distance between us. We are conterminous.
Thanks. Good luck.
Whoa, alright. I don't know why. I just really enjoy mimicking their hand movements because it's pretty crazy. Hold on, my thing is getting all fogged up here. I cleaned it before I started. It's getting fogged up again because I'm a sweaty guy. Alright, much better. Doesn't really help if you have a headset that does 4K if every single time you put it on, you just get like, you know, blurry fogged up screens. So it's like we've been fighting a bunch of zombies and stuff inside the hotel, so I assume now we're probably gonna go back to our good old friends at Combine.
We're putting a lot of trust in that Vortigaunt to shut down all the substations.
I trust him.
Yes, me too. Because if he doesn't, well, that vault isn't going anywhere, and we'll be standing there with no vault to break into, surrounded by Combine.
Russ, trusting him is our only plan here. He'll do this. We can do this.
Yes, you're right. He'll be fine. We're all going to be fine.
There's a thing right there, but aren't we about to be attacked? We're about to be attacked, aren't we? Yep. Alright, that took care of him. Oh. Don't got no bullets. Oh, there's somebody else. Oh man! Oh, I'm about to die. Is that all else here? Nope. Where's this other guy at? I lost track of him. Oh, there he is.
Individual, you are now charged with multiple level 5 anti-civil activity violations. Please cooperate with ground protection team. Ground protection
What do you think, Russ?
alert.
Guess we better cooperate.
Engage.
Yeah, sounds like she means business.
We had a good run.
Cooperate.
Oh, that's 3 out of 9. Where's Oh wait, hold on. We were at number 3, right? Yeah. Prefabs.
While developing Half-Life Alyx, we had a large number of people in many disciplines contributing to a relatively small number of maps. This meant that we frequently had multiple people working on the same map at the same time. One way that we managed this complexity was to break our maps into smaller pieces referred to as prefabs.
Oh.
A prefab could be built out of the same types of geometry, logic, enemies, particle systems, or any other elements as a regular map. As long as people were working in separate prefabs, they could make changes or additions without stepping on each other's work. A prefab could contain a large physical space like this whole street scene, or it could contain only a handful of elements. Large prefabs that partitioned a map to allow for collaboration were essential for a project of this scope. But many small, reusable prefabs were created for Half-Life Alyx as well. A good example of this was the set of reusable vehicle prefabs used here and throughout the game. Each vehicle was authored as a configurable prefab, enabling designers to quickly place them around the game, setting a few parameters to customize the vehicle for the context. Parameters include things like the vehicle's paint color, the amount of pre-existing damage, whether the doors were open or simply missing, and the type of ammunition or other resources the vehicle might contain. This sped up our workflow and also meant that updates to a prefab were automatically propagated out to all of the maps that used it.
Oh, that's not exactly what I would say a prefab would be, but if that's how they want to define it, then that's how it's going to be. Alright, which one was this? Number 4, procedural displacement. Wow, that's a fancy $2 words.
The tarps used by the Combine to cover buildings in the quarantine zone are animated procedurally. This animation was added relatively late in development, so it needed to be both computationally inexpensive and technologically conservative, so no new systems. Simple overlapping waveforms are used to displace the tarp geometry where it hangs loosely away from the building. The displacements are oriented along the wind direction, and their propagation direction is further modified by the gradients of a texture we refer to as a freedom of motion map. This map is derived from the shape of the building geometry under the tarp, and is used to attenuate the displacement so that the tarp won't animate in places where it is meant to be pulled tight against the building. The result is a flapping tarp that seems to conform to its surroundings and responds appropriately to the wind.
Oh. I didn't even notice the tarp up there. Like, that's just something you don't even realize. Huh. These developer commentaries are like making me look at all these things that I've never thought about, you know. So because we've already gone down here, I don't think there's any extra resin. Except I'm getting a reading here. Like here? That's strange. Why does it... Okay, there's got to be a piece of resin over here somewhere. Let me go and get this, and we will see about looking for that. Character movements.
The Combine soldier you see here won't fight you. It's been programmed to run back and forth along the path shown on the ground
What?
in order to illustrate the stride retargeting system developed for Half-Life Alyx. One of the challenges of animating digital characters is making sure that their feet don't slide along the ground as they move. Humans are very good at picking out irregularities in the movements of virtual characters, especially in VR, and Combine soldiers in particular need to look like their feet are planting and their weight is shifting as they change direction. Otherwise, they appear weightless and unconvincing. In a pre-processing phase, our stride retargeting system analyzes the steps of each authored animation and stores them as a direction-independent trajectory. At runtime, our system predicts where each foot will land on the next step based on the motion of the animation, the character's path, and the height of the ground. The pairs of colored boxes on the ground illustrate this process. The red boxes show the previous foot positions, the green boxes indicate the soldier's current foot position, and the blue boxes are drawn where each foot is predicted to land next. Once the predicted foot positions are calculated, the system guides the feet to the predicted locations using the trajectory information to preserve the style of the original animation. Once the foot lands, it is locked in place until the next step. In the end, this system was so effective that we could essentially make any animation walk in any direction without foot sliding. You can experiment with the system by moving around the area, since the soldier has been set up to always face you while running the specified path.
Well, don't tell me that at the very end when he disappears. Okay, wow, that was amazing. I didn't think they were doing something like that. That's like at the very beginning of the game when they showed you the trajectory of items that fly at you when you pick them up with your gravity gloves. Anyway, I guess I'll look for this on my own then, because I was gonna look for them when I was playing, but I was so enthralled by the Combine soldier moving back and forth. I wanted to look at that. Does it say scout? Huh. Okay. Yeah, so you probably saw I got stuck behind those dumpsters looking for that stupid piece of resin, and I couldn't get out. Which is really surprising that that happened in an official Valve game. That I was basically stuck. I'm surprised that they allowed that, honestly. I am really surprised. Ooh, hold on. Yeah, like, I couldn't get out of there at all. I couldn't bolt out, I couldn't jump out. Couldn't do anything. But it did provide me the opportunity to redo that fight again. And I did much better this time. Might even show that attempt in like a fast forward type of thing, because I did much better on that fight, and I took less damage and probably used less ammo too. So, yeah. Unfortunately, these don't say that they've been listened to, but because we are listening to them, I think we're fine. So, I'm just going to go ahead and forget about that resin, and because I don't want to be stuck behind those dumpsters again. And plus, when I was stuck behind there... Oh, I can actually go in here? Oh, no. When I was stuck behind those dumpsters, I did look underneath them, and I did not find any resin at all. So... Oh, there it is. Is this where I need to go? I think it is. Okay. So this is where I think we definitely need to go. Yeah, that, I don't know. It's weird that that happened, you know? You wouldn't think that something like that would happen in an official Valve game where you get stuck between two of those little dumpsters. Ah, well, good thing we came in here. Oh, that power's off? Oh, okay. Oh. Alright. Oh, there it is. Alright, that's what... Oh, wait. Oh, we got one in the, it's in the dryer! Okay, that's it for the room. Jeez. Yeah, gotta watch out for the electricity. I'm not sure there's a way to turn that off. Wait, what? There wasn't one a second ago. Huh? That's weird. Okay, well, we can actually use this time to upgrade our combine rifle.
3 shells left. Out of shells.
Okay. What do we want? We definitely want a laser sight and extended magazines. Can we afford both of them? I think so.
You can put that to good use.
Yeah. Give me that. Line of sight. Oh yeah, extended magazine. Look at that. I guess if we have the laser sight, then there's really no need to have like the reflex sights. But I guess at like the end of the game, if he has some leftover resin, we could probably go ahead and just buy that.
Wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that.
Oh, all right.
Last one.
Oh, really?
Out of cells.
Okay, well this thing can hold up to 3, so you can have 3 extra that it automatically loads for you, so... If I had 2 more, I could have put them in, but I don't. I don't have any more, even though the game gave me plenty. I use them all up in a fight, really. It is! That's a normal one, too. Okay. Alright, I'll admit, I didn't check there. Alright, well, let's see what we got going on over here. Aha! There we go. Very nice. Double nice. Even though that, even though that's kind of like a big FU, considering the fact that you just jump down and you can't go back to that to the gun upgrade machine. I think I remember what's coming next, and it's not going to be easy. Did he die? Well, okay then. Oh, jeez.
Crowded down here, Russ.
Com channel's gone crazy. We took out that substation. I know we're after the vault now. Whatever's in there, they really, really don't want us to have it.
Now I just want to...
Now that's the spirit.
I am shocked that that grenade took out both... Well, it took out him. And it left him nearly dead. I didn't take any damage from that whatsoever. What, is this like a little hidey hole for you? Funny, I remember this encounter being a lot harder than I thought. And I remembered, obviously. But obviously, I guess if you know if they're coming, and if you have a really good, really well-placed grenade, it's probably not going to be much of an issue for you, is it? Ah! We got both. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, there's a few places to kind of run around here if you don't take them out all at once. So I think this place is pretty much set up pretty well for that. Wait, hold on. How does this work? Those guys come from... What happened there? There's just a solid wall. I guess they're loaded up here? That's a random place to be loaded up to. Oh, there's a train. Oh! Look at that. Hold on. How do I get that? Do I do like this? That's a red piece. There's an invisible wall there. I can't jump on the train. Whoa! I can get up on here. But there's nothing on the roof. No way, man. Look! Is this blue? Are you supposed to do this? That's crazy. I'm getting a reading like right here. Okay, this has to be on the other side of the building. There's no way this is something where... Because look at that. It looks like you can definitely get in there, so... I'm thinking that's somewhere that we probably go to later. Let's just go ahead and move on for now. Ah. No, I don't want the box. I want this, please. Thank you. Oh yeah, I remember climbing up this place. We got a bunch of explosives going on here. And luckily, we can disarm them. It's our handy-dandy multi-tool. Use multi-tool on trip mine, yeah?
Steady.
Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Why'd they give me this? I don't need that. I don't need healing. Maybe I will in a second. Because, trip mines, yeah. Hey, trip mines, 6 out of 9.
Trip mines have appeared in prior Half-Life games, and the act of defusing them seemed like a natural fit for a VR game, where players can perform complex operations with their hands. By this point in the game, players have already learned how to hack Combine technology with their multi-tool, but we wanted defusing a trip mine to be more tense than the hacking puzzles. To defuse a trip mine, not only does the player have to place their hand near the laser that could trigger the mine, but they have to perform the task within just a few seconds. Early versions of this puzzle were inspired by lockpicking, resembling a series of tumblers that the player had to quickly align. Unfortunately, the tumbler design required players to rotate their wrists in an uncomfortable manner, particularly given that they had to also avoid touching the laser beam. We removed the rotational component but kept the timing element, leading to the mechanic you see in the final game. We also experimented with causing the trip mines to actually explode if the player failed to defuse them, but most players found this too punishing, especially in cases where a chain reaction of explosions could occur. Instead, the mines just stay active and the player can attempt to defuse them again. We did end up keeping this behavior for the hard difficulty setting, but added a warning sound a few seconds before the mine actually explodes, to give players some time to move away. We also experimented with allowing defused mines to be removed and redeployed by the player, but we hadn't designed enough combat scenarios around this mechanic for it to be satisfying in practice, so this was left out of the final game.
So, I didn't know that. I didn't know that if you failed to disarm one of them, they didn't explode on normal and easy mode. On hard mode, they do explode, but they do beep that gives you time to back away in case you fail. Which is interesting, because I don't think I have ever failed one of those, because they're just too easy. They are just way too easy. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, there he is. Hello. Oh, come on. Really? As he was dying? This is definitely unfair. Yeah, give me a second. I can't see it. I can't see my laser sight. This guy's going crazy. Those guys go crazy when they try to get into a place.
This combat arena that loops back over itself as the player winds through the tenement buildings was one of the earliest test maps built when we began adding Combine soldiers to Half-Life Alyx.
Really?
One of the lessons we learned from this series of combat encounters was that fighting Combine soldiers was physically taxing on players, as we needed to pay careful attention to pacing. Taking cover, reloading, switching weapons, and acquiring targets really pushed on all the skills that players had learned up until this point. To help cut down on fatigue, we added gaps between the Combine encounters and removed some of the combat altogether to better pace the experience. The trip mines in the stairwell following this battle are a good example of one of the pacing elements we used to slow the player down and let them recuperate before the combat ramps back up again.
Okay. Yeah. Pacing is definitely something that a couple of games don't really get right, do they? Oh, up there. Yeah, makes sense that was a red one. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is the place we were just at. Okay. Gotcha. And that's where that resin was. The one I wasn't supposed to get at that time. You hear them? They're riled up. Hey, Alyx. What?
Russ, are they saying my name?
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh yeah, that makes me feel completely fine. How creepy that was. Hey, Alyx, it's us. But they don't say it with the correct accent of Alyx. Alyx, the code. Alright, where is this? Oh, there it is. Red one. Very good. Ooh. I always keep my shotgun shells in the freezer. Keeps them nice and cold. For when I need to shoot somebody. Which is all the time. Here in America land. Aha! Didn't need no stinking resin radar to find that one. Oh boy. So I better not mess this up now. Not in hard mode. Yeah, so if that little ball catches up with your ball, then they explode. I guess on hard mode. On normal mode, I guess they just let you try again. That sounds really close. Oh, because it is really close. Oh, that's a normal one. Probably another one I missed on my first time going through the game. Okay. Ugh. I'll listen to that in a second. We'll use this one. Oh, do you know I'm here?
I'm out.
Are they fighting Zen monsters? Screw you. He jumped me.
3 shells left.
Nice.
It was an interesting challenge for artists and level designers to employ environmental storytelling to paint a picture of what may have happened inside the walls of the quarantine zone. Just like the hotel, these apartments have been overrun by Zen foliage and are filled with people's belongings, abandoned in haste. In this area, the walls have been torn down, either by destructive portal storms or perhaps the Combine's cleanup effort. Barrels of fluid used by workers to try and treat or contain the Zen growth have been left behind, and it would appear that the cleanup efforts have either failed or been abandoned. By not explaining every facet of the world, we leave players with the opportunity to imagine for themselves the bigger picture of life in City 17.
Environmental storytelling. There's no such thing as climate change. It reads as it's like half a foot underwater. That's environmental storytelling right there for you. Alright, anything good in here? Probably. Kind of laggy in here too. There's a lot of stuff going on. No? Oh, okay, that just kind of phased through the drawer there. What? I picked that up. It is really laggy here, wow. Oh, is it in here? Maybe? No. Maybe it's above us. Could be above us. It hasn't been the first time that that's happened. First, let's check down here. Oh, I got a grenade with your name on it. Oh, with both your names on it. Okay, 3 bullets. I'll take it. Surprised they didn't both die to that, but I guess the grenade wasn't really in the best place, was it? Okay. Alright. Yeah, it might be above us. With any luck. I don't hear it. I don't know. Go through the hoops.
Okay.
Oh. I think that was it. Yep. That was it. Sometimes it really is just as simple as, it's above you, idiot. Oh. It's a good thing doors open both ways in this game. Not like in real life. What a trap. What a trap that those guys at Valve gave you. You know, we need to push the door in and just be obliterated. Nothing? Nothing in this room? Will the spirit of a resin please tell us your name? Huh. Okay. Uh-oh. I didn't want to do that. Oh well.
Oh, your dad's back.
Thank God.
Russell! God damn, it's good to see you.
Likewise. Oh, this is great. Honestly, I'd pegged your survival at about 4%.
You can thank that Vortigern. He got me back here in one piece.
Russell, put Dad on.
Alyx, baby!
Dad, we just took down a substation.
Good. Because when they move this thing, that weapon's gone. We need to get it tonight.
We will. You still got that data pod, right?
I do. Russ, this thing's biocoded. I'm gonna need the TLI.
Yep, it's right over there.
Okay, great. You good, honey?
For sure. You go ahead. I'll be fine, Dad. I promise.
Keep that promise. I'll get to work on the data pod.
Alright, good news. Eli's back. Could I get on here? I mean, I could, but the game's not going to let me. Oh, can I move this? Oh, that's one of those boxes that you can't move, or you can barely move by yourself. But it, when you move it with a pistol or a gun, it moves like really easily. Yeah, nothing really over here, so I think we're just about at the end of the level, maybe? Perhaps? Oh, there we go. I thought that we had one more left. Yeah, one more. Mannequin head crab. That thing?
Once we had the spine of the game complete, teams went through the maps looking for additional opportunities to add the character and tone that players associate with the Half-Life games. This mannequin head crab was a fun opportunity to hit on the sci-fi horror B-movie vibe. We had a few conversations about how long to leave the head crab atop the mannequin, and decided that the experience should be analogous to catching a small dog in the middle of some mischief. We wanted players to feel like they had walked in on something they weren't supposed to see, and for them to go away feeling like every inch of the game contained something for them to find if they chose to explore it. After an early update to the headcrab sounds, where details like breathing and grunting were added for the first time, we received feedback that the new sounds were too cute and familiar, moving the headcrab too far in the direction of a cuddly creature rather than an alien threat.
Oh, wow.
We updated the sounds to be more threatening, but for this headcrab, we brought back some of the cuter sounds to sell the headcrab's frustration with the mannequin.
What? You mean you were specifically making cute sounds while trying to get on the mannequin? I never noticed that. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy they would do something like that. Oh. That's the end. If my game doesn't crash. It might crash. Oh, maybe? No? Yes? No? Yes? I see a blue screen. It could crash. You know what? I think I'm probably just going to go ahead and end it here.